I mean, if you could come up.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know what we were going to get today, but I knew it was going to be good. But I had no idea that this is what I've been trying to share with my children and young people, the story of our community. He did such an excellent job, and if you wait one more minute, my son is he's burning a DVD for you. That's for you to take home. But we also just have some tokens of our appreciation that we want to share with you and your wife and children.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
And it's probably the same thing in each bag,
Yes.
right? Okay. The daughters and the wife and the son. We need one of you. Yeah. Alhamdulillah. We appreciate you. Excellent, excellent program. Thank Allah for you. Robin, we wanted to highlight some things. Did you want to highlight some things up here? The Ramadan session and the convention? Did you want? Yeah, alhamdulillah. Yeah. Assalamu alaikum. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah. There's not much. This is the first time this has ever happened to me. There's not much I even have the desire to say behind that. And that's the, God, Allah is my witness, that's the truth. Because He gave us so much. And He contacted us and became a distributor of the publications, right? A few years back. And he was in Germany. So I was always intrigued with just that relationship. You know, when you have a business, you start out local. My business, I started out from behind a table, and then I graduated to renting a van and chasing my father around the country, selling little cassette tapes for $3. And then because of pressure, circumstances, and business had to evolve, I graduated from just being a vendor to a distributor, and I had a distributorship. And long story short, at one time I had close to 30, maybe 30 to 40, closer to 40 distributors. And this brother from Germany, he's ordering large amounts of books and tapes and things in Germany. So I said, well, I'm international, you know. I was used to selling to some military people, different parts of the world, but it was rare that you would get somebody, get a distributor that's outside of the United States. And so whenever I would see him at the conventions or different places, it always felt real good. But the first conversation, extensive conversation I've ever had with him was today before the meeting. And it was just, I could really see in his eyes and in his spirit that he's truly the man that he introduced today. I got a glimpse. I got to see him first in the meeting before the meeting started. And I met his son and his beautiful family, wife and daughters here. And it's truly an honor to have a living representative of our history and our struggle and our successes and the potential explain us in such an excellent form. You know, this is great. I guess I'm gonna go back to Imam Muhammad. I was gonna read my wife. He described the situation that I'm in. I wanted to know. I used to look and try to figure out how to do video editing and all of these things, because we went from cassette tapes to DVDs. It felt like almost overnight. And then the internet, we went from you know, postcards and the fax machine and the telephone to the internet, which seemed like almost overnight. So I'm studying one thing, videography and things, and my wife, I paid for a class for her to learn some computer program, some website development things. And because I tried it, I always try it myself first before I ask my wife to try it. And I got a headache just trying to figure out one program, you know. So I said, well, alhamdulillah, but we have advanced to where this morning I was riding in the car with her, and this might have been before we left the house. I don't know how it came up, but I heard on the radio that Maya Angelou had passed, and I was just mentioning it to her, and she said, Imam Muhammad, she handed me her phone. She took my phone out of my hand and showed me a quote from Imam Muhammad. I said, well, you get a quote that fast? You know, I joke with a couple of imams before. I said, Robin, I start calling her Jeannie now, because I don't be asking for stuff, because I don't even imagine. I could tell you, I could probably talk for an hour about things that she's done that I just mentioned, that I didn't think we could do this or achieve it, and I look up and she's handing it to me. You know, well, here it is right here. Here it is right here. That's the her spirit and her love for Imam Waritudeen Mohammed. That's what a lot of people don't know about her. She's able to do the things that she does to help us, the community and the mosque cares, because of her sincere love for Imam Muhammad. You know, she loves her husband, but the only way she could do it is because she knows Imam Muhammad and she loves him. And she's always reminding me, Imam Muhammad, he was a genius. I bear witness that he is her hero, and because that's how she speaks about him all the time. And alhamdulillah. So she hands me my phone, and it's a quote from Imam Waritudeen Mohammed. And there's a picture here that she says she got from New Africa Radio. It says, I love these words. This is Imam Waritudeen Mohammed talking. I love these words of Maya Angelou. I saw them in the movie Medea's Family Reunion. She says, the sun has come. The myth has gone. We see in the distance our long way home. Beautiful. So rich when you connect. What she's saying here, what she is saying with us, the African American community, she's saying the sun has come. God opened her mind and gave her knowledge and insight. The myth is gone. The false picture that once were related in our minds are gone. She goes on. She got the light out of the dead. The myth. The myth gives you something. Imam Muhammad is explaining. The myth gives you something dead, but it holds light. She was blessed to get into the myth and see the real truth, the real life. So that myth, as a dead thing, disappears. That's our situation. That once the light was turned on, because we were given a myth about our existence, that as a people, African American people, that we were inferior, we were born and created inferior, and that the condition that we were in was God's choice for us. But once the light came on in her mind, Allah showed her the light. Now she can see. Imam Muhammad goes on to explain it, that now that she sees the light, she can see the light that was in the myth, that was hidden in the myth. Now the myth is gone, and now she can see the road home. He says she was able to then see where our people should be taking ourselves, where we should be taking our community life. So she concluded with a long way home. Imam Muhammad goes on to explain, the sun has come, the myth is gone. We see in the distance our long way home. It can be a long way, or it can be a short way too. If we stop following the worst of our leaders and start following the best of our leaders, it could be a short distance. Imam Waritudeen Mohammed. Isn't that what this brother said? What he came from, where his beginnings were? Isn't that what he just described in a nutshell? Exactly. That it don't have to be a long distance. The light is there. The light is here. And we have Imam Waritudeen Mohammed. That's right. Alhamdulillah. This is a blessing. So I wanted to promote forgive me for not. Oh, the Ramadan session. We have it here. If you have a smartphone or if you have access to the internet, the websites are up. They're very beautiful and extremely convenient. This is another thing. My genie, Robin. I asked her some time ago. I said, hi. I didn't ask her. I asked one of the. I was riding in the car with one of the participants in Religions of Peace, and he's he's a reverend. I'm not sure if he's the head, but he's a part of a really big Protestant church, huge. So when I mentioned it to him, I asked him about it. He said, well, we have an app. He mentioned that they had an app, and he said, well, they're a big church. And I didn't take for granted that maybe he doesn't have all the information about how to get the app, but I just took for granted, that he was saying, well, we're a big church, and maybe saying, don't even worry about it. Y'all probably can't afford it. That's what I heard. Y'all can't afford it. So it wasn't. I don't think 6 months passed before I mentioned it to my wife one time, and in my mind I was thinking, this is out of our reach. But I said, what does it take to get an app? Because if it costs $1 million, I still want to know that I can't afford it. I wanted to know. She comes up and bam, lays it on the table. We got an app, and they sending it. It's X amount of dollars. It was very affordable, and it's a beautiful app. So we if you didn't download it, it's free at the App Store and at the Play Store on Android, and everything is here. All the information is right there at your fingertips. And the good part about it is that she's my wife. So whenever we need it updated, it doesn't cost us a thing. I just have to make do. I just have to make do on. What do you have? Well, it's real easy to do. What do you have? Android or Apple?
BlackBerry.
A BlackBerry. And you mind if I ask what's did we get his
I don't know about the
brother Kareem's what's his website? I know he mentioned his website. The name of it.
I can't see, but
Yeah, we'll share that with you in a minute. But she's better at explaining this, and I know she doesn't want to come up here. But if you come up here, you can explain it to the audience a lot better than I can. And we also shortly, they're in the mail. We got palm cards coming. Yeah. Yeah. If you all want to see. Okay. Yeah. She'll.
All right.